Hi, this is Kit, and I'm going to walk you through how I made a vegetarian mock duck roast for Thanksgiving. This is based on a life hacker recipe that is linked to in my notes, and it may go without saying, but I do these videos mostly so that I can go back and watch them when I forgot how to do something. I don't have a great memory. And so I think I'm one of 5 people in the United States that will find a vegetarian roast recipe useful in any way. But I certainly do find it useful and tasty. So I will begin. To prepare, you start with tin foil and parchment paper about the size of a pan because you're going to be forming it around the roast for a pressure cook later on. You will need to have some kind of a natural twine or all cotton thread, yarn. Next, this is a deviation from the life hacker recipe. I have these dried sheets of bean curd, aka dried tofu sheets. Now, in the life hacker recipe, it calls for mock goose, and I have never seen such a thing in my Asian market. That is where I got everything that I'm using today, is in my local Asian market. So the first thing that you want to do with those dried sheets is rehydrate them. The easiest way to do that is put them in a shallow pan and then pour boiling water over them. That will rehydrate them quite quickly. You can use water, but it's just going to take 3 times as long. So as those are rehydrating, you warm up the pan. You're going to be using salted butter, salt, and pepper. Do not forsake the salt. So when those don't crackle any longer and they're bending like they're actually rehydrated tofu sheets, that's when you will pan fry them. So again, don't skimp on that salted butter. And this is kind of the outer coating to the roast. It gives it a nice look, which is important on Thanksgiving. It's a little bit aesthetic. It doesn't taste terrible. It just has a very simple salty taste in the end. A little bit of butter helps. But it is going to go around this mock duck roast like a little fake skin. And it's going to make it look really golden. So I would not skip this part. Now next, you're going to use the mock duck or the smoked vegan goose or vegan smoked duck. It's like all mock duck. It's a fake meat. And this is particularly a seitan-based meat. So you'll need 2 packages of this. I've got an actual mock duck, which I think is soy-based. I've used that in the past, but I couldn't find it. And it's actually formed like a goose or a duck, which is kind of fun on Thanksgiving. So you will pan sear that. The other thing is I'm making some stuffing up. My family makes potato stuffing. It's an old family recipe. It's basically fried mashed potatoes without any milk in them. So I have the one half braised, and there's like a little bit of goldness to that. I'm doing the other half. Again, liberal amounts of butter. I'm toasting up that potato stuffing. So you can see it's got a nice little braise to it, which will help improve the flavor. And then you're going to fry that second sheet. That's going to basically be the top skin on this roast. Salt and pepper. Now, the stuffing's helpful to forming like more of a roast appearance, so it's less flat. So it gives it more of a bulbous appearance. That's the word I'm looking for. So you put that second half on it, and then you're going to be wrapping it with the little tofu fake skin. Then at this point, you tie it up in a little bundle, like so. Parchment paper prevents it from sticking to the foil. The foil just allows it to cook nice and evenly. You plop it in your pressure cooker, high pressure for 25 minutes. And when it's done, you can do a quick release on the pressure to let it all out. And there's only one more step to go at that point. So you take the roast out and let it just cool so that it's not going to scald your fingers off. I'm making a big pan of that aforementioned potato stuffing at this point. More butter in the pan. So you unwrap your little parcel of fake meat. And then you're going to pan sear this to give it just like a nice golden crust. And that gives it such a nice look. So rubbing it in that butter and just letting it cook in the pan. It's nice with this recipe because it really doesn't use the oven at all. Unlike a tofurkey roast, which I don't think you could pay me enough money to eat another one of those in my life. I can't do it. This is good. It's yummy. I made it myself, so I know what's in it. And then you don't have to use your oven, so all of the meat eaters can use the oven all they want, and you're not competing for it on Thanksgiving, which is awfully nice. So when that's golden, doesn't take very long on the pan, then you're pretty much done. So you can save this step to be like the very last thing that you do. And this would cut nicely with an electric knife, which I've always wanted to get, but alas, I don't have one. So you just use a sharp, serrated knife. You have to be gentle with that like tofu skin because it'll break if you're not careful. You see it slices very nicely. Gentle in the beginning, firm pressure to get through the rest. And there you go. This will help you to get through your vegetarian Thanksgiving. All of you 5 vegetarians who eat weird meat that isn't meat on Thanksgiving in these United States of America. Again, this is mostly a reminder to myself in future years how the heck I make this thing, because I only do it the one time a year. But it looks quite nice. Occasionally we have meat eaters try it, and they're like, this is interesting. Anyways, cheers.